Thank you. Thank you for that. And so, is there any state that I called out that we didn't say? Is there a state that...
Iowa.
Iowa, yay! Welcome, Illinois! Welcome, yay! Missouri! Anyone from Missouri? Welcome!
South Carolina.
I said North Carolina.
South Carolina.
I said South Carolina. I remembered the South. And I'm from Melbourne. Okay.
Melbourne where?
Melbourne, Australia.
Because there's a Melbourne, Florida.
Melbourne, Australia. So it's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne. For those of you who don't know how to pronounce that city. Okay, so we are family. We are the Heartland Hypnosis family. And during the next few days, you're going to create some new connections. And perhaps these connections are going to be your family for the rest of your life. You don't know. Perhaps you're going to nurture some old friendships, create new friendships. You just don't know. You need to leave yourself open to the possibility of what may be. Because in our profession, we need to get together because we're not each other's competition. There are plenty of clients for all of us. The wellness industry is the next $1 trillion industry. When I first started in hypnosis 7 years ago, there were 5 hypnotherapists within 1K of where I was located. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because there's only one of me. Just like there's only one of you. And so we can't be that credible profession unless we do it together. I was watching that magnificent movie, Hidden Figures, as I was coming from Australia to the States. I was so happy that I finally got to see it. What a fantastic story. And the character that plays Kevin Costner, he said that we need to get to the peak together, otherwise we may never get there at all. So my hope and my wish and my desire is that we all help each other and support each other. Because it's not enough for Jim Wand to be successful, for William Mitchell to be successful, Tom Nicoli to have all his success over there. It's all about what happens with everyone else in between. So if we just have some people in the industry that are really successful, but everybody else is on struggle street, then our industry and our profession is not credible. My hope, and I know that this will happen, I know it's going to happen, is that we're going to be the go-to profession when somebody has something that needs to change inside them. We're not going to be the last resort, because at the moment we are the last resort. When clients come to see me, they've been everywhere else first.
Amen.
You're in? Who else is in?
I'm in.
Yay! So, during the course of this conference, whether you're just starting out, whether you've been here in the industry for 20 years, we've all got to learn from one another. We can all learn. There's so much more we can learn. So for myself, 20 years ago, I was on the opposite side of the coin. I was suffering from depression, from chronic anxiety, and I felt helpless and hopeless. I felt like everyone had a say in my life except me. I felt stuck, and I didn't know how to get unstuck. I didn't think that I could. And so I read a paper, an ad in the paper, because back then there was no Google, I couldn't just Google something. So I picked up the paper and there was an ad that spoke to me. And the ad said, "Are you feeling helpless and hopeless?" Yes. Like everyone has control over your life except you. And I went, oh my God, somebody is understanding me. Someone knows where I'm coming from. So I attended this particular institution every Thursday night. It was run by a clinical psychologist. And he also did hypnotherapy, but he wasn't allowed to say it because back then in Victoria, the state that I come from in Australia, 20 years ago, you weren't permitted to say legally that you're a hypnotherapist. It was illegal. So he didn't say that. So I didn't know I was being hypnotised. So 4 times a year we would go away on these weekend retreats, and he would do group hypnosis, but he called it guided visualization. And during those sessions I would have such incredible shifts happen inside me. And I didn't know that it was hypnosis, but it was. I found out many years later that's what he was doing. And I learned to become unstuck. I learned that I do have the power to make the decisions in my own life. I learned that I can move forward. I learned that I have a choice as to where my life goes. And my ultimate wish and desire and hope is that we can do that for as many people as possible. But we can't do that in isolated ways. We can only do that together. So what I'd like you to do right now is I want you to stand up, because we are family, and I want you to find
We are family.
2 people that you don't know, high five them. If they're male, say, hey bro.
Bro.
And if they're a woman, say, hey sis.
I'm Tim.
Can you help me up? Thank you.
Hi. Oh no. Good morning. It's nice to meet you.
Turns. So here's what I can do next.
Forget that. Cheryl.
We have a conference where
Marilla.
so it goes up on one side.
So nice to meet you.
Side. It doesn't flip. Hey,
Yeah, we know how to do it. I'm Marty Sicker.
And I'm Cheryl Dublin.
Go ahead.
No, you're part of it.
I'm Stacey. Hey, bro.
just a little bit. You got as much as I need.
He goes, I don't dance.
If you get enough drinks in the I can invite me to
Thank you. Well done. Lots of enthusiasm in the room, that's for sure. Thank you.
You woke us all up.
Okay, so who would think that 20 years later, from that misery guts that I used to be, that I'm here in St. Louis opening up the hypnosis conference for hypnotists? Who would think that? If you told me that years ago, I would never have said that this is possible. Never have said that this is possible. I mean, you guys are American. Your vibe is like through the roof. When I came over 2 days ago and was doing my ironing for the conference,